Just a pre-vid snippet of information. I messed up a 360 spin during earlier filming, or just during filming in general. So that's why the beginning won't make sense or will. Blah. Hello. Yes. So I think that probably safely included everything, or everything I want to show you, because I don't want to shoot out the window, because that will give away my location. I'm not that kind of person. Bingo, there we go. I will now sit down and do what's the necessary. Yeah, everything's looking okay. Welcome both to this isn't going to work. I'm going to have to stand. Yeah. So welcome both to this double episode feature. On both. Oh no. The camera hasn't corrected. Hold on. Hold on. What is wrong with you? Please excuse me. Right then, as an apology, I'm going round again. That there is squalor via depression, my own television. Yeah, I'll explain that in a second. And there we go, that's better. I must have looked like a scene from that film that takes place in your sleep time thingamy bulbaboos. You know, the guy who was the guy who was on top of the world, and the guy who was on top of the world on the boat, and then he was in, and it had the guy who said you shouldn't blow the doors away, and he stuff. It was directed by someone called Christopher. It was directed by Christopher. I don't know. I can say Christopher Nolan. I can't say anything on copyright. But yeah, I must have looked like I was in that. Anyway, I'll just check everything is ready. So anyway, yes. Okay. Trying to start again. Welcome to this. Welcome. I don't know which one to go for first, really. Welcome to this double episode feature, and welcome to my flat. Unfortunately, there's nothing ridiculously good about it, so I'll just go straight into what's really bad about it. And I've got a list, because my memory is not the best. So the location of it, not the flat, but the entire house. I'm now a ridiculous amount of miles away from all of you, all my friends and family, the friends especially, on varying levels, which is really annoying. And coming to see you guys on transport, buses, trains, taxis, it's really financially challenging, and contributes to debt issues and problems. You might have seen in the spin, storage space. There isn't a lot of storage space at all. And when I left the family house, I had to leave quite a lot of my property. So that's one of the reasons I don't feel that I've left home yet, is that I don't have a lot of things that I call my own here, that I earned money for and put money into, which are completely and utterly mine, and which other people, etc., exactly the people, those people are people I've already mentioned, and I don't feel they have a right to, or they wouldn't have a right to ban me from them if that happened. There's no internet in this entire house, and I got a very, very whizzy. It sounds like pineapple raincoat. It's a fruit and it's a thing you wear to keep the rain off. I got that kind of whizzy computer in December, and because there's no internet in here since December, the computer has been like a very expensive and decorative lava lamp. Everyone I live with, and I live with I don't know. There's confidentiality problems as well down here. So I live with a handful of people. They're all smokers. I'm not a smoker. You'd think the stress would have driven me into it, but they're all smokers. Person who I share with down here. Okay, I can't help that. I share with one person. Okay, whatever. I share with one person down here, and there are a handful of people upstairs. The person I share with on the bottom level, he smokes. And there I go again. Well, I don't live with any women. I mean, that would be a silver lining in all this. But the other guy I live with on this level, he smokes, and the handful of people upstairs, they smoke. And so the entrance hallway fills up with. They light up in there when they shouldn't, but you know, laws and the people who run its policing thing, that's a complicated issue as well. And the people upstairs, they smoke, and it drifts through the floor. So the secondhand smoke is, you know, not good for, you know, I used to be asthmatic, and cigarette smoke was a bad thing. I amazingly grew out of the asthma. Some people can do that. It does happen for some people. Stop rambling in that respect, please, me. And it might come back, and I'm not as best health. And I've probably, you know, I've been living here for nearly a year, so I've probably lost more than a year of my life thanks to secondhand smoke that I don't deserve. On top of that, other people who I live with, and other people who not people who I live with in this house. I'm trying to be kind if they ever watch this, but people within the complex, I've had food stolen from the kitchen that I share with the guy I live in the bottom level with, and it's not funny when, you know, if I get things stolen from me, even small things and stuff like that. The OCD means I feel more violated, and I mean, it's like being a student. It's like living the student lifestyle, but actually, it's like living the student lifestyle, but 3 times more shizzle. And you probably saw this room isn't well ventilated. The room's quite old. The whole building is quite old. The ventilation's bad. The windows are ancient, and they can't be taken out because this house is the equivalent of Stonehenge. It's a protected look. The English Heritage wants to protect this street because it reminds everyone of the 1950s. And who wants to be reminded of some of the worst times in British history? But you know, there's mould, and that's a thing that's going to be very difficult to tackle. I think, you know, I have a very difficult way of it. There's not enough time to explain everything. I can't show you out the window because I don't want to reveal my location. Some of you might already know if you're very, very clever people, etc., etc. I live right next to a road. There can be traffic problems with that. You know, late at night if someone goes by like a bat out of hell, you know, playing music or just being loud, or in a motorbike. That's not good. I think you just I definitely just heard one of them there. They can be quite noisy sometimes. I live next door to dogs, and they're not owned by people in the complex. I would have liked it if all my neighbours had been in the complex. So, you know, if I'd been able to play the music here, and I'll get onto that. That's in the second episode. That I could have organised it with them better. But my neighbour in that way behind the bed is actually not connected to the complex. So issue potential and all of that. But he owns dogs, and they can be quite loud. And also, he's a bit of a scary guy. So I don't know how to approach him and sort all that out. There are quite a lot of issues with the kitchen. Maybe if you want to hear a bit more, I can possibly do another feature. I don't know. All I will say is, and I don't think it's stupid reasons, other people do, and it's very complicated, but for OCD, the kitchen for me isn't finished, and I can't live and work and use it and everything, which means that for the past almost a year, I've had to go out and get all my meals, breakfast, lunch, supper, paying for them. That's takeaways and restaurant meals. I've been trying not to eat takeaways because it would affect my health. Eating in restaurants is better because the food's better. It's not fried, it's cooked. You can get vegetables and good drinks and good company and stuff like that, and all kinds of things. But it's a mixture of financial trouble. Stuff like the location and not the transport and paying for all the food, and also having a balance between eating healthily at a restaurant and paying a lot of money, or eating lots of junk food and ready meals that you heat in the microwave and damaging your health. It's a balance between that, and I would be lying if I said that financially I haven't been affected at all. Well, yeah, there's lots of problems in the kitchens. You saw the door to the wet room. There's a ridiculous amount of problems in there. There's mould in there like there is in the room. The wet room's the problem at the moment. The fan's broken, the light's gone. There have been times in the year I've been here when the water temperatures failed and the lights have failed because the box gets overloaded. I'm working on an old electricity system as well, which is nightmarical, and this shouldn't have happened at all, but I think maybe, I don't know, I lose count. During the year I've been here, I'm going to say about four, maybe 5 times I've actually had to sleep on the bedroom floor on bin bags, which is very stressful, very bad for the neck. That's actually happened because supposed 24-hour emergency care and sorting out possibilities haven't materialised, which is, very, very insulting. Or I've had to go home when I wasn't wanted home to a potential emotional minefield and argument, danger, risk area, which could result in a lot of shizzle. Yeah, that's pretty bad as well, but this has turned into really quite a long episode, especially if I include the first bit where I was warped as well. I hope I will. I've got video edit. I can edit videos on the computer. One of the things as well, which I will also say, is I've still got the beard, though it might be. Look, there you go. If the lighting's hard to see the beard, still got that. And well, just you'd know if I didn't have it, I would be very excited about that. But the situation is, until my life improves, I'm going to wear, like I said, wear the beard is a badge of depression. I'm going to do that until my life improves. When I've lived 3 or 4 months of happiness, maybe here or somewhere else. When I've lived a few months of happiness, in coupling with that, when I wake up or go through the day, or I'm going to bed, or have a dream in the middle of the night, and when I wake up of a morning and don't look around and hate my situation in life and just think, what, I'm sure there's a really sharp knife somewhere and it probably doesn't hurt as much as they say it does in medical documentaries. So, when I don't have thoughts like that, what I'll say is that I'll shave the beard. But I can end this episode on I didn't turn it off, that's good. I can end this episode on a joke because I am making a good... my humour is really helping me make the best out of a bad situation. And if you look there, I'll just zoom that around a bit. If you can't read humour, it says in the mould, break me. So make of that what you will, or I'll leave that for you to hopefully laugh over. Anyway, I've got to go because this is going to get really, really long. So bye.